Today, I wanted to talk to you about something that I've been learning in my life recently, and that is the art of truly being there for yourself at all times, through all of your seasons. I've noticed that it's easy to be there for ourselves and to love ourselves when life is going smoothly, when we feel good and our external reality matches that. But the true test of self-love and support is how we can really be there for ourselves when life gets rocky, when our external reality maybe isn't ideal and our inner critic begins to raise its voice, when the emotions that we try to push away continuously come to the surface. Are we able to respond to ourselves in these situations in a healthy way, or do we only feel worthy when things are going well for us? This perspective has allowed me to see my relationship with myself just like any other relationship. Imagine if you're in a relationship and your significant other only really cares about you and is there for you when you're happy or in a good mood, but they want nothing to do with you when you're sad or maybe experiencing some lower emotions. They push you away and don't give you the support that you need during those times. We wouldn't accept this, right? I hope we wouldn't, but this is exactly what we do to ourselves sometimes, and something about that really clicked within me. A lot of the time when we need ourselves the most during low or stagnant times, we push ourselves away. When the sun within us fades away and the clouds roll in, we want an escape. We want to book that tropical vacation so that we don't have to deal with the discomfort of our winter, knowing that when we come back, the clouds and cold are still there, waiting to just be seen. Not to be hyperanalyzed, but just to be acknowledged. A lot of the time, that's really what we need from ourselves. In my journey, I used to chase the highs and run away from the lows. It was really easy for me to show myself love and support when I was marveling in the highs and when things in my external reality were moving in my favor. But when things were different, I wanted to run and hide. I always thought that I loved myself until I realized that my love was actually conditional, completely based on how I was feeling and how my life was going, how my external reality was looking, and not rooted from my innate worthiness. In the space that I'm in now, I'm learning to make peace with all aspects of myself and my experience. There are many days where I feel on top of the world. I feel so much gratitude for all that's in my life, and I feel confident in my path. I feel productive, I feel love for myself and all beings, and my energy feels uplifted. And then I have those days where I feel sad. Some days I sleep in, some days I feel insecure, some days I feel unmotivated, and some days I feel like I have a lot more inner work to do. But life ebbs and flows, and what can really keep us anchored and grounded in this experience is an unwavering sense of self-love and acceptance through it all. I just got back from a wonderful little cafe date with one of my sisters, and we were just talking, as we always do, about our lives, what's been happening, things that we've been dealing with internally, just everything that's real. And life has been interesting. There have been so many beautiful things happening in my life, but also as there have been these wonderful things, I've also been moving through some dense emotions. And speaking of life being interesting and beautiful, I want to thank you guys so much for all the recent support on my channel. I just hit 1,000 subscribers, which feels crazy because I feel like about a week ago I was just at 500. So I've been seeing my channel grow, and I have so much gratitude for all of you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos, for finding interest in my messages and in my art. Thank you for all the sweet comments that you guys leave as well. I have really been loving responding to all of your comments. And if you're new here, hi, I'm so happy that you're here and so grateful that you resonate with anything that I share. I really just wanted to say that first because I feel so much gratitude for this community and for all of you, so thank you. But something that I've noticed within my life is that sometimes when I'm on the brink of change or shifts, stepping into new seasons, I notice that some feelings or emotions from the past will come up, or certain ways of thinking or being will rise to the surface. And right now in my life, I have a lot of free time, probably the most free time I've had in a minute. And throughout the time that I had been so busy, I feel like I did not have the time to really process things that had happened in my life, things that I went through, certain emotions. And now that I am really just with myself a lot more, sitting with myself in solitude a lot more, I feel like a lot of things that went to the back of my mind are coming up to the surface for me to actually really process it. And I really am learning to not judge it so harshly and to just love myself through it, because I was someone that used to fall into like toxic positivity a lot. And if I wasn't feeling super blissful and positive all the time, I would judge myself for it. And it was easy for me to feel love for myself when I was feeling good and when I was feeling positive and feeling happy. But when I was moving through tougher times or tougher emotions, I felt it was harder for me to actually be there and be a true support and lover to myself. Right now, I really am learning to respond differently to myself during these times and to just allow myself to process and have grace and compassion for myself, because this is really the true test of self-love. And I feel that this has been allowing me to have a healthier relationship with myself, a healthier relationship with my joy, and a healthier relationship with the sadness that I may feel. Because we can't just run away when things get tough and only be there when things feel good. I've learned that truly accepting every season of our lives, everything that we're feeling, honestly makes them easier. And when we judge ourselves so harshly for maybe being in a more stagnant period of life or feeling some emotions that are not all love and light, we make it even rougher and like harder for ourselves, rather than if we were to just release the resistance and allow ourselves to be and learn to hold ourselves with the same love that we hold ourselves with when we're joyful, when we're happy. Because this human experience, we don't always feel 100%, and we may have some things come up that we thought we dealt with, and that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to be so harsh on ourselves. We can accept our seasons. Emotional intelligence truly comes into play when things get rocky, because I feel like things are changing now. More people are talking about this, but I feel like a lot of the time within spirituality and within the spiritual community, people can stress the idea of love and light and being high vibrational all the time, being in complete bliss. And if you lower your vibration, these horrible things are going to happen to you. There are times of beautiful experiences, complete bliss, happiness. That is a part of life, right? And that's such a beautiful part of life. But life is life, and life also can get a little rough at times. And that's really when a lot of these practices come into play, is how we respond to ourselves during those times, and if we can still be a true support to ourselves. And I've been leaning into that truth more and more these days. It's really been helping me when times get rough, when I have certain things come up And I feel like my relationship with myself has been improving a lot as I've been just learning to respond to myself differently. Some things that really help me practice self-love during these times where I might be a little emotional or just going through some more things internally are being off my phone for sure, like detoxing from social media, because I find that sometimes I have this habit of scrolling when I don't want to feel what I'm feeling, or when I want to avoid myself and not really be there for myself. When I do that, I feel like it just affirms the idea that I'm not worthy of my own love when I'm feeling down. So when I turn the phone off and actually am with myself, it feels comforting. I feel like I'm actually really comforting myself and being there for myself instead of running away when things get uncomfortable. And then another thing that really helps me is journaling, which I'm sure many of you know about, but journaling is like my therapy these days. My journal just knows me so well at this point now. Once I write out everything that I'm thinking and feeling, I get it out of here and I get it onto something else, and then I'm able to read it back and understand myself better. And that practice also allows me to have more compassion for myself and see myself from a bird's eye view. Because when you're so in something, a lot of the time you can't see clearly. It can be hard to love yourself. It can be hard to accept what you're feeling. But when it's on a piece of paper, you can see it from a higher perspective. And so journaling has been my best friend during any of those times. I feel like it really helps to get things out of your head and onto something else, or even just recording a video. These videos help me a lot too. So crying is always helpful too. I always feel like I have a weight lifted off of my shoulders after a really good cry. Crying really is a release, and when we hold those tears in and don't allow ourselves to cry, it just continues to build up until it just has to come out someday. So don't apologize for your tears. Let them flow. Cry it out. With each tear you release it. You release something. You can really feel it. And sometimes when I really just want to pick myself up and not be completely in the muck of my emotions, I like to dance. I like to get up, put on some music after I've done a lot of releasing through journaling or crying or whatever it is. I like to dance and move my body, shake it all out, shake all the emotions out, and really allow myself to just be free for a moment and quite literally move through what I'm feeling. So yeah, that's what's on my heart today, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And just know that if you're feeling some tough emotions, you're not alone, and really love yourself through it. Be there for yourself. Be a best friend to yourself. Be a mother or father to yourself. And you don't need to hyperanalyze everything or harshly judge whatever you're experiencing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching this video and for supporting me, supporting this channel. And I wish you all the best. I'm sending you all my love, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.